Call the Taft City Council meeting to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to ask Dave Moore.
Be my pleasure. Thank you.
Please stand.
Join me, please, in saluting our nation's flag. Salute and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chief Ed Whiting, say the invocation.
Everybody please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, please bless the council here tonight as they go through the agenda to make the wise decisions we know they do to help the city do its daily and weekly and monthly business. Please bless everybody here in the audience today as they come to express their opinions and to learn about how our government works. Please bless our troops that are abroad, keep them safe, and also bless their families and keep them safe while their loved ones are away. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
May we have a roll call?
Mayor Linder, absent. Mayor Pro Tem Cryer.
Here.
Councilmember Miller, absent. Councilmember Noor.
Here.
Councilmember Waldrop.
Here.
Thank you.
We will go from to recognition of Carolyn Macy. We'd like for you to come up here. She is awarded for successfully completing the 2013-2014 Taft College Internship Program assigned to working at the City of Taft Hall, and for willingness and complete any task given to her, always with a smile. With gratitude and best wishes for a successful future, signed and dated the 17th day of June, 2014, Mayor Paul Linder and all the council members.
Move your chair out. There we go. That's better.
Press room.
There you go.
One, two, three. Okay.
I want to speak, probably best if they're in the podium with that microphone, but
Yeah.
I did want to say that I watched her work here at City Hall. I didn't know who she was at first. I thought she was a regular employee. In a way she is, but she's hustling and working and this and that. And I go, is that a new lady working here? Oh, no, I've been here for a whole year, but she's a really good one to keep her. I found out that she only had a few more days left to work here at City Hall, but you will surely be missed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead. Down there.
Okay. I would like to thank all the City Council and the Mayor of Taft for this wonderful honor. I also want to thank Lon and Erica for allowing me to learn so many valuable job skills, giving me some tough love when needed, and especially making me feel like part of the Taft City family as I completed my internship this year. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
She will surely be missed. Next, we're going to go ahead and do commendations for the Taft Union High School sports. And what we're going to do is we'll call your name, we'll give you the commendation. Stand by the wall here, don't sit down because we'll take a group picture at the end. What you want, Doug? Pretty much.
Or if there's too many, we may have to push them outside for a second.
Well, that'll work perfect, as we're going to closed session after this.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Like our first recipient is the 2013 Taft Union High School Boys Swim Team. They won for their South Sequoia League undefeated championship title.
Yeah,
That's great.
Well done.
well done. Is there someone here to accept that?
I have we can give it to them and they can come here. So, you have a representative from your school, or wanna pick this?
Not from the swim.
Okay, well, my daughter read them off, and then we just go ahead and hand them out to you as a group then. The next one would be the accommodation for the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Frost-Off Boys Track Team for their South Sequoia League Championship title. Next is a certificate of commendation for the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Frost-Off Girls Track Team for their South Sequoia League Championship title.
All right.
Next is the 2013-2014 Taft Union High School Boys Golf Tanner Lycum Golf Team for his CIF Individual Championship qualification. Excellent. Next is the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Frost-Off Softball Team for their South Sequoia League undefeated championship title. Next is the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Junior Varsity Baseball Team for their South Sequoia League undefeated championship title. Next team for accommodation is the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Junior Varsity Boys Tennis Team for their South Sequoia League undefeated championship title. Oh, they look excellent. Year, good year. A lot of accommodations here. Next is the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Junior Varsity Football Team for their South Sequoia League championship title.
All right.
And the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Junior Varsity Girls Tennis Team for their South Sequoia League championship title. Another accommodation for 2013-14 Taft Union High School Junior Varsity Softball Team for their South Sequoia League championship title. Well, I hope they're not duplicates. There's an awful lot of championships here. Next is the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Varsity Baseball Team for their South Sequoia League championship title. Excellent. Now, the next one is the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Boys Varsity Tennis Team. For the South Sequoia League Championship title and Division IV Valley Championship title. And last but not least, and probably the best, the 2013-14 Taft Union High School Varsity Softball Team for their South Sequoia League undefeated championship title and Division IV Valley Championship title. Two titles. This is fantastic. And, I belong to Arvin's Lions as the only service club in Arvin. I have to hear from their coaches all the time and stuff, and they always try to prep me up for what's going on at Taft, how good the team are. I says, man, I don't know nothing. I like, the guy on Hogan's Hero.
Take that with you.
But I will, and this is something to be very proud of, for achievement for the coaches and the parents and everything. That begins right there with the parents and the coaches. Get the kids there, and the kids desire to succeed and work as a team and everything. And it's amazing what kids do through life from the teamwork and from the experiences. And you have anything else you want to say, Dave?
Well, no, I think they spoke very well, but they did it on the field. All the talking's done, the celebrating starts. So congratulations to all the young people and the coaches and the staff. After all, it is a team effort, and even the individual titles as well to get there. So job well done. Continue on, and you exceed in sports at a young age. You'll exceed in life if you carry those values forward. Keep it up. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Waldron?
Well, I'm very proud of everybody, and it gives me, as an individual, because I got a lot of friends in Bakersfield and about, now I got the bragging rights for at least a year. And the way the younger ones are doing, I think we're going to continue this. Way to go, guys and gals. Way to go.
You're our future out there, our leaders, so thank you again for your hard work, and thank you. I will close the session, for going to closed door session, and adjourn the meeting until we get back.
They're going to get pictures out there.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to give them their...
Can I do it now? Okay. We'll adjourn to closed door session concerning A, conference for legal counsel, existing litigation, government code section 54956.9A, Frank Lindsay versus City of Taft. Bring the Taft City Council meeting back to order. We now go to public hearing.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. At the October 4th, 2013 Planning Commission meeting, city staff presented draft amendments to the zoning ordinance regarding the site plan review process, walls and fence standards, and requirements for temporary signs. Commissioners provided direction to staff regarding fence and wall standards, including height, preferred material, and materials to be prohibited for the construction of and screening materials used for fences and walls. Commission's goal was to encourage proper fence and wall construction while also establishing acceptable construction material to deter blight in the city. Some areas of the city have fences and walls constructed of scrap wood, metal, and other non-traditional materials. The commission asked for staff to amend the zoning ordinance to provide specific direction on appropriate fence and wall materials. The May 21st, 2014 Planning Commission meeting, city staff presented the final draft of the amendment to the chapters 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11 of the zoning ordinance regarding fence and walls. The commission approved the amendment unanimously and will no longer additions or deletions, with no further additions or deletions.
I open public discussion on the, for the public hearing zoning ordinance and amendment relating to the fences and walls. Anybody want to speak on favor or against? Hearing none, I close the public hearing on the ordinance for amendment relating to fences and wall. Next, citizens' request for public comment.
Now we got a second, number 2 motion.
Motion, oh, I need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussions?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is part of housekeeping, if you will. If left unchecked, people you will use what is at their disposal in order to be able to fence their property. Oftentimes, it might be less than desirable to the neighbors. Oftentimes, it might be unsafe, create an attractive nuisance. And obviously, public safety and the public good is what we are here for. It's unfortunate when government has to work deeper and deeper into our lives, but there are times that it is in the best interest of the entire community, and this is one of those. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Waldron?
I have no comment. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no comment. And
Take a roll.
make roll call?
Councilmember Waldron?
Yes.
Councilmember Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cryer?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next is a citizen's request for public comment. And Since there is none, we'll continue to council statements, none action. Ron, you have anything to say?
I was at the National Rifle Association, and I just publicly would like to know, of all people, where was Councilman Dave Noor? I just thought we'd get this public, because everybody was asking. Everybody was asking.
Well, I will tell you, Councilman Waldrop, that I don't miss many of those. Indeed, I don't miss. I was there in thought, not in body, and I did sponsor, I was one of the sponsors of the SAFE, so I'm sorry I missed that. I would love to have dinner with you, but I've made many of them, and I'm a big supporter of the NRA and the folks that do this. So I'm sorry I missed it, but I'll be there for the next one.
I knew that. I just had to give you a bad time. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Welcome. Councilman Dave Noor?
Thank you very much. I had an opportunity to go to kind of a special gathering the other day and spend some time with Shannon Grove, one of my favorite legislators in the world, a very hard-working lady, and we owe her a great deal, and I speak with her quite often. She invited me to this get-together, and myself and about 20 other people got to spend some one-on-one time with Governor Rick Perry in the state of Texas. Very interesting individual to speak to. Very pro-growth. It is no secret the state of Texas is pro-growth, that they have done what government is supposed to do. Keeping in mind, government cannot create jobs, because government-created jobs cost the taxpayers money. What government's role is to create an environment conducive to growth. Leave it to the private sector to make investments in commerce and industry and all the way down to small business, and they will produce jobs. Once government does that, then all they do is stand back and reap the benefits. The taxes and the monies will come in without taxing anybody to death. It was interesting because Governor Perry and the state of Texas have been very successful in not necessarily just recruiting business from the state of California, but receiving businesses who left there voluntarily. Some approximately 650 or 700,000 private sector jobs have left the state of California last decade, and they have landed in the state of Texas. So you would think that the governor would be quite proud of that, almost kind of rub our noses in it, but quite the contrary. His message was very interesting, and that was, the state of California has all the raw materials it needs to do what it needs to do for the United States of America. The United States needs this state. And the golden bear can roar again. That was his statement. He said, you know, sure, I like to have companies come here, and sure, I like your jobs, but I've already got 700,000 of them. What we need, what the United States needs, what the state of Texas needs, is for the state of California to realize just exactly what we have, the raw materials that we have. We can produce the economy that we used to have. We used to brag about being the 6th largest economy in the world. We're 9th, headed for 10th right now. Bragging about a descending scale doesn't make a great deal of sense. He talked about energy development. The state of Texas is moving right along. We've been fracking in the state of California for over 4 decades. And one says, well, do we really need it? Take a hard look at what's going on overseas right now. Look what's going on with the escalating problems in Iraq. We haven't been gone from there very long, and it's destabilizing. The oil markets on a global level are already experiencing it, and the cost of a barrel of oil globally has gone up $8, $9 already in the past 30 days. Does it not make sense to responsibly develop domestic oil and gas? We do it better than anybody. Environmentally, economically, responsibly, we do it better right here. Have we forgotten the lessons of 9/11? Do we need to continue to be dependent upon foreign supplies like that? No, we do not. We have the technology. We can be a net exporter if we just let private business do what they are the very best at. All we have to do as government is create that environment. That's our jobs. And that was his message. I enjoyed visiting with the governor, I will tell you that. I actually texted Shannon when it was all over, and I said if she and Governor Perry would run for the White House, I would voluntarily sell my wife's car to help fund that. My wife wasn't too pleased about it, but I'm telling you I would do it right now. So anyway, I had a very great visit. His message was very pure, and it was easy to read, and it was not nanner, nanner, nanner. It was, we need you. We need you, California. We need you people involved. And one of the biggest things that he said, what's the biggest difference between the legislature in the state of California and the legislature in the state of Texas? State of Texas, the legislature meets 140 days out of every 2 years. They make a whopping $600 a month. So then, guess what? They are motivated to go out into the real world, the competitive world that they create as a legislator, and make a living, because they're not making a living as a legislator. They have to live in the nest they built for all the rest of us. I mean, what a concept. What a concept. Individual responsibility is raised to an entirely new height when you have to lay down in the bed you make, and they do it in the state of Texas. And we can do it right here. Shannon pushed and tried to get enough signatures to get that on the ballot. We used to have a part-time legislature in the state of California, and we need it again. We don't need professionals up there full-time on the feedback forever. It is a privilege to serve the people. It's a privilege to be up here right now. And it should be that way, and they should be part-time. Go there, do your job as an individual. As a taxpayer, you just happen to sit up there and run the taxpayer's business for a while and then go back and make a living, an honest living. So, I enjoyed my visit. I appreciate Shannon's hard work. I believe Governor Perry is going to be here again. As a matter of fact, I hope and I believe that he's going to come to the city of Taft. He was talked to by many people, and he's really interested in coming and seeing our oil workers monument. And I look forward to his visit, and look forward to having lunch with him there and showing him what we as a city, and I'm talking about not just the people of the city of Taft, but I'm talking about our industry partners as well, when we all got together at the last El Dorado and we created an incredible monument, and we're going to show them that. And we're going to be very proud of it. So enjoy the visit, and look forward to him coming back, and I enjoyed his message as well. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Miller. I too had like always, I always enjoy the activities going on here in Taft. I participated in the NRA banquet. It was very good. A lot of money went to the schools for their trap shooting, and also to the Taft Sportsman Club and the Junior Pheasant Hunt. So a lot of stuff, the money went right back to our city and stuff, and for our youth and our future there. And another subject is I was reading the paper, Bakersfield, California, last Sunday, and it kind of ties in what we had a few weeks ago on the Oil Industry Appreciation Day that we had. And here's about fracking here. They get 10 people show up there from the Center for Race, Poverty, and Environment. They had a press conference there. Only 10 people showed up to it. And they had here I was talking to a translator. They all had to talk to a translator. So I have to assume they're Hispanics or other countries, but couldn't speak English. But it's amazing how ignorant they are. They came to us and learned all they wanted about the fracking in our oil industry, if they chose to. Even the Center for Law and Poverty, they have their opportunities to come here. Here are some of the comments they're so worried about. I think it's kind of interesting. You know, see here. They said that people are dying around the area being fracking. People are getting sick. They went by the puddles and saw green-like substance from the fracking, pollutant, the environment, endangers families, waste, poisons the state water in the middle of one of the worst droughts in California history. Valley resident Annabelle Marquez told the crowd through a translator that neighbors are getting sick and sometimes dying without apparent cause. There needs to be more studies done. The effects of fracking, Capato said. There's a lack of information. Why would you want to risk it? Well, we have all the information here. They could have came here. They can go and talk to anyone else in the industry and learn about it. It's out there for the public to learn. But they go on these weird things. Their agenda is close down businesses, get rid of the petroleum industry. But who's the petroleum industry? It's us. We all have stocks in the industry. I have stocks in oil. I have stocks in probably McDonald's. I don't know where all my mutual funds. I have no idea, but we're all investors. There is no one owner of these so-called oil industries. There's many owners of that. And that's what fuels our country. Why do you want to close it down? And the same deal, they have a deal about coal in Shafter. They want to stop having this one company here from shipping coal from Shafter to the Hecka project. That's a Sierra Club. Comes the last moment, but they're good for it. We get the project about ready to go through, get ready to get the final process, work on it. Who comes in from the back door, or the front door, side door, whatever? The Sierra Club. To hold things up, make it cost more money. Instead of working as a partner and make it better, here, I'm here to help you, let's get together and we can do to solve it. They come here and want to shut the whole system down. None of these organizations are not there to help the people, or they have their own personal agendas as a group. They're not there for anybody but themselves. They don't care about the Hispanic workers working in the petroleum industry or any ethnic group about it. Where the tax money is coming from, where the jobs, the infrastructure for the county or for our cities and for the schools that they donate to. They don't care about that. All they're worried about is shutting it down and putting that feather in their cap and get money. And how much money will it cost us? Well, we'll get 3 or 4 million, and we'll go ahead and go ahead and do it. This is the money trail. And it's kind of frustrating for me that there's a lot of information out there to go and get the right answers, but they chose not to because of their ignorance. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Next, department reports.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Cryer and the fellow council members this evening. Mark Staples, I'm the Director of Planning and Community Development. I don't have an individual report myself to give tonight, but we do have Gary Coates here, who's our master developer for the Rails to Trails area and other properties in town, and he's going to give a little report on his trip to the ICSC conference in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago, and I hope you all have a copy of the memo that he'll be presenting tonight, so I'll give it over to Gary.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Gary Coates. I actually was going to start this off by saying what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I figured I'd better tell you some of the things that occurred there. It was a very, very effective, very, very important, and the largest ICSC that I've been to in about the last 15 years. There was over 2.1 million square feet of commercial retail representatives at this convention. It covered 3 different buildings, and it was about a mile long just to walk from one side to the other side of this thing. It was very, very effective and very, very helpful. We had a chance, I had a total of 32 meetings in 3 days with different folks, different companies, to introduce Taft, introduce the Rails to Trails, and introduce the opportunities that we felt exist within this community. And I think, as Councilman Knorr had mentioned, which I think is really critical to understand, is that me going there is one thing. Me going there with a team, which that is the city, it's ourselves, it's the user, it's that combination that makes this a viable project. And today, I'm happy to say, and you probably have all heard it, but on Friday, the hotel picked up its permits, recorded its lending. It is now fait accompli. They will be starting construction within about 2 weeks. So we are going to be having a groundbreaking on June 30th, which you will all receive invitations. Love you all to be there. Just a short little groundbreaking, but it's been a lot of work, a lot of trust from this council, a lot of involvement. You were very much an integral part in making this whole thing come to pass. Sohan and Manesh, who are the 2 major owners of this project, also have been very, very steadfast, true, and have put their money where the mouth is. They've come through and done what we had hoped they would do. And in the meetings that we had in Las Vegas, one of the things that came through loud and clear that almost every single person we met with said, show me the proof. You say there's a hotel. Show me the proof. We're now going to be able to show them the proof. Out of those 32 people, we had a total of 19 that we did follow-ups with that had requested follow-up information, which the normal is about 15%. That's usually what you get. You meet 32 people, you might get 7, you might get 8 folks that really want you to come back. We had 19 people that I had multiple meetings as well as have followed up afterwards with them. Out of that conference, we have 4 LOIs executed now, 4 additional LOIs. One of them I can tell you, which you've known for a while, but they reinstituted it, and that was Dollar General. Dollar General has come back to the table, and they were really looking to see how Family Dollar did, how the process, whether there was a demand, felt that there is, so that they exercised that. The other 3 were not able because of confidentiality, but I will tell you that there are 2 of them which are food providers, and one of them being a sit-down food provider, restaurant. The other one is a fast food restaurant. The other is a soft goods, which deals a lot with work clothes, work boots, that kind of apparel for the area and for the working community. So we have follow-ups with them, but we have LOIs now, which a LOI is a letter of intent, which that's the first stage of entering actually into a purchase and sales agreement and opening escrow. We've opened it with Dollar General. The other, we should have the first fast food opened here hopefully within about another 30 days. So the group that we had, and I won't go through them, but I've listed them all on this memo for you, all of the folks that I met with. The ones with the asterisks behind them, those are the folks that wanted the follow-up, that we met with the follow-up. The 4 that I mentioned, they're in those starred groups, so you can kind of start doing your elimination process and kind of figure out who we are. In addition to that, I'm very glad to see, and you've had kind of a groundbreaking on the Taco Bell. As you remember in the State of the City meeting that we had the chamber put on, at that point we had Taco Bell set to go, and when we got into it negotiating with them and at ICSC, they had some concerns about this process going, what was happening. So frankly, we wanted them on our site, but they wanted another site, so we fostered that site, and I'm proud to say Rick, Rupinder, Raji, they've stepped to the line. They're a very well-respected group in Taco Bell, franchisees, so we were able to push Kathy Johnson, who's the chief person at Taco Bell, to make that commitment. So I'm really happy to say that they are coming into Taft, as you know. Not happy to say they're not coming on our property, but more really very happy that we got them, because that was a goal that we made to this council, that we wanted to bring them back in the community. So with Rick, Raji, and Rupinder, they're in that other group that's putting money where their mouth is, and they're doing the work. So we're very pleased with being a part of that success to get them here in the community. From that point, we are also, yesterday I received verbal, and tomorrow I have a meeting for actual signature of funding for the RV park within the Rails to Trails area. We'll be making a formal application now to Mark Staples, and we will through the entitlement process, and if approved, we then now have the funding to go ahead and start that process. So we're looking, hopefully by the end of this year, that we'll have 3 projects under construction in the Rails to Trails area. We also are privileged to be in an escrow on the remaining property next to Albertsons, that little triangle that's out there. And we have 2 other individuals that are interested in coming in there, so we're hoping to actually close that, break ground on that either fall of this year or spring of next year. So unfortunately, you'll see probably a lot more of me than you might wish to, but it's kind of fun to finally get to this point that we've all worked hard at, but we're getting there. And the economy's coming back. It's coming back slow, but it's coming back steady. And I think, as Councilman Knorr had mentioned, it takes, when you look at it, the city being a guiding force, it's really creating the opportunity for us and the private sector to do our jobs. And you've done that here. You've created the opportunity which allowed us to go out and do what we do, and hopefully do what we do best. And so with that kind of a partnership relationship, I don't see anything but positive and success coming to us down the road. So thank you. I'm actually happy to answer any questions you might have with respect to any of the tenants or any of the folks that we talked to. or timing, or whatever I may be able to help with.
Any questions?
Questions, I don't know that I have questions so much as comments. We have talked about the hotel in the city of Taft for quite some time. And we had our high points, we had our low points. That's just the nature of development. It can be difficult. The economy throws you curveballs that you cannot foresee in spite of your very best efforts. I want to thank you for your hard work in believing in it, and I look forward to having a very good friend of mine buy me lunch, and he will eat crow while I dine on something much more palatable, I assure you. So look forward to being a part of that groundbreaking. Thank you very much. Also, the fact that in spite of your best efforts to bring one tenant to your property, they chose to go elsewhere, but they went elsewhere within the city. All the time and all the energy and all the attention spent trying to bring people in there, whether it lands within the confines of your footprint or elsewhere within the city, will benefit the entire city, everybody who lives there, and ultimately the people who live or shop within the footprint of your project. So we thank you for that as well. You're right, it's a partnership, and it's a partnership between the city of Taft, the city council, and yourself, and we will all benefit from it. So it's great to see it finally happening and watch the golden shovels finally be stuck in the dirt. And I also am quite pleased that the hotel will not be framed prior to the fireworks going on. That's right. I personally invite you to be there. It's going to be a great celebration.
I am planning on being here.
And I'm glad that's going to happen. So we'll have to find somewhere else probably, or we're going to have to shrink back down to smaller mortars with. I know that sucks, but we'll look for another place. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
My pleasure,
That's all I
thank
have.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman North. Councilman,
I was going to ask that very question about the fireworks. I too would like to thank you for all the hard work, and hopefully we can get the ball rolling and show progress to a lot of non-believers. Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
yeah, I hear a lot from citizens here. When are we going to do the motel? And they always, like Councilman Norris said, there's a lot of Donnie Thomases out there. Hopefully this will firm it and prove that things are happening. And because we had some, like I say, ups and downs in Taft, in the oil industry and stuff, and things are out of our control. And financing is one of them. It's kind of hard, because on the banks, they kind of test it there too and see if that's a viable project or not. And so I believe once that motel gets started, I think you're going to see a lot of other businesses want to tag along and be part of that motel complex and to add more value to it and expand even more. And it'll help the citizens here to stay here and buy more in Taft and keep the money here and save on fuel and stay close to home as a family. And that is a great thing for our city. So I just want to thank you, Gary, and for what we have done.
My pleasure, thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, sir.
City manager report, want to pass on that?
Yeah, just real quick, just to elaborate on Gary's comments, ICSC, they have a Western Conference, which is in October, and City of Taft usually, and with council blessing, will have a booth there, and we always touch bases with Gary and his associates to follow up and any assistance that we can provide to any of these people that he's contacted. So it's, the Las Vegas conference is very busy. The Western Conference concentrates more on the West Coast, California, so that's the one we usually go to. And the other side of the equation is rooftops, and Mr. Colston has all of his entitlements, and his grading plans have been approved, and I know he's going through the process right now of getting costs associated with starting that project. So as soon as he gets his contractors to start moving dirt, that should probably happen in the next month or so. And from what I understand, his reserved lots are pretty much close to being gone. So if you want a lot, you better grab it now.
I understand he's working on the second phase, which is very good, because what's it take to support retail? Rooftops. That's exactly right. Working both ends of the equation.
Exactly. And I think the expectation was the Phase 2 would probably be 3 to 5 years. What looks like it might come sooner, so that's good news. And that just goes to show how bad rooftops are needed here in this community, so. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Craig. Next is this will be the city attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Pro Tem. No statements.
Okay, thank you. Next, I'll ask if anybody have future agenda requests,
I have none.
None, thank you.
and none here. Then then we'll go to consent calendar. For items 10 through 20, all items listed on the consent calendar shall be considered routine and will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussions of these items unless a member of the city council requests specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Any item removed from the consent calendar will be considered after the regular business items. Are there any items on the consent calendar that any member of the public would like to comment on? No, excuse me.
I'd like to remove item number 19, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Any others?
No.
We'll remove item number 19. That is the repeal of ordinance number 737-07. Okay. Or the minutes on number 10 minutes, May 20, 2014. Number 11, payments of bills. Number 12, landscape and lighting maintenance district number 1. Number 13, resolution adopting and preliminary budgets based on the 2013-2014 level appropriations. Adoption of the City of Taft Title VI program for Taft area transit. Number 15, award audit contract for the fiscal years 2013-2014, 2014-2015, and 2015-2016, 2016-2017, and 2017-2018. Number 16, application to the Calhoun program. Number 17, cleanup contents of the shed at Sunset Trading Post. Number 18, adoption of the City of Taft Community Mobility Outreach and Involvement Program. And number 19 has been pulled.
I'll make a motion.
Motion?
Second.
Councilmember Waldron,
Yes.
Councilmember Noah,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Pryor.
Yes. And then we go to number 19 for the repeal of ordinance number 737-07. And I need a motion. You have a discussion first?
I'll read the staff report.
Okay.
Thank you.
In 2007, the City of Taft enacted an ordinance restrictions the residency as well as movement of convicted sex offenders near schools, children's centers, and parks. City of Taft is currently being sued in a case of Lindsay versus City of Taft, seeking an injunction against further enforcement of the city ordinance and requesting the courts declare that city ordinance is unconstitutional. In January of this year, the State of California Appellate Court published the opinion of People versus Gwynn decision, in which the court determined that similar ordinances adopted by other cities were enforceable because of the state law Proposition 83, which regulates the daily life of sex offenders. California Supreme Court has denied review of the Gwynn decision, which made it final and applicable throughout the state of California. Proposition 83, Jessica's Law, which was enacted in 2006, limits a sex offender from living within 2,000 feet of any school or park. In the discussion with the police chief, since the city ordinances was enacted in 2007, there are no record of the city ordinances being enforced limiting the movement of convicted sex offenders. Based on the Gwynn decision, it is likely the current city ordinance will be deemed enforceable due to the state law providing substantially all the protection for the city's residents against registered sex offenders as the city ordinance.
Discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I ask that this be pulled from the consent calendar because I do believe it warrants some discussion. Like the summary statement that was read by the city manager states, the city of Taft in 2007, at that point in time legally, and we had the discretion to do so, as did so many other cities, decided that the state law did not go far enough to protect the children of the city. Based on the decision, it would be deemed unenforceable due to state law providing substantially all of the protections. It's a legal term. State law providing substantially all of the protections. Well, the City Council in the City of Taft and city councils in numerous other cities throughout the state of California decided that substantially was not good enough. Not if we could do better. These are registered sex offenders, convicted predators, known to be, and then residing or trying to reside within our community. So what we did was pass an ordinance that restricted the ability for them to stand about, if you would, in places that they shouldn't, in close proximity to gatherings of young children, those typically that they preyed upon. It's important that this community knows that what we did in the best interests of the children of the city of Taft. And we don't take that lightly. I personally do not know that we can go far enough legally to protect our children from these type of predators. It only takes one, not just one in a community or one in a city or one in a state, but just one. Okay, one is too many. And that is why we did what we did. Now along comes Mr. Lindsay or Mr. Lindsay's legal representative. And by the way, Mr. Lindsay, we know at this point in time, has filed a similar lawsuit against at least 14 other communities for the same reasons. We are not aware of Mr. Lindsay ever trying to come to the city of Taft, nor having visited the city of Taft. But we are being sued, as are all those others. Since this was tried and failed in the courts, what we are going to do as a city is we're going to remove this ordinance, and we're going to count on the state law that provides substantially all of the protections because your state Supreme Court refused to hear this case. I find that somewhat unsettling as well. If the people that we put on the state Supreme Court are not there to make judgments that will impact the safety of the children from the predators that prey on them, just what are they up there for? We pay them to do that. That's not significant enough? Just what exactly would be? If it was your child, it would be significant enough. If it was mine, it would be significant enough. I don't know how you cross that threshold. I myself am very disappointed in the fact that they wouldn't do that. And I hope at some point in time, and this is a shakedown, at some point in time, some community has sufficient amount of discretionary funds to push this case all the way to the Supreme Court for the good of the children. That's what this is about. It's about money. And quite frankly, it's disgusting. However, we have to do what is fiscally responsible for this community. We are not doing this, nor would we ever do something to compromise the safety of our citizens and especially our children. So it is with a heavy heart and a great deal of disgust that I agree that this is the course of action that we have to take, and I can only hope that it finally makes its way to the Supreme Court, that they finally do their job and review it, and that they understand the very best thing for the children is to do everything we can to keep those people away from them. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Norr. Councilman Waldron?
As usual, Councilman Norris says it in such a way that a lot of us would like to say it a little bit different, but we know that we better keep our mouths shut. Saying that, I have no more to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Waldron. Dave does say it all, and we have to be real careful what we say as a council up here, because we are in litigation, and what we say can hurt us if we say something gives them more fuel for the fire to sue more, so we have to be real careful. And it's sad to attack on Jessica Law, and, and it's, unfortunately, when you come November, when you vote for the right people for legislature and stuff, so we may get some sanity back in California, because it seems like our sanity is going awry is from what's being passed in the court system and in our legislatures. So come November, take a long look at who you're going to vote for and stuff, and then get back to the right track. That's all I have on that, on the comment on there. So I'd like to entertain a motion to approve and adopt the ordinance, repealing the ordinance number 737-07, Chapter 13 of the Title 8 of the City of Taft Municipal Code. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Noor,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldrop,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Cryer.
Yes. Pass on 3. Very good. Okay. I will close the council meeting tonight and go into closed session on number B, conference with the labor negotiator, Craig Jones, city manager, government code 54957-5, all units, and C, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, government code section 54956.96, one case. Adjourn. And thank you for everybody for attending and the patience for our council. Going to close the session in the beginning is kind of unusual, but one best thing is to all the kids that got their diplomas and their awards for that did, the hard work that Taft City Council did, so that was well worth the wait.